Good morning, everyone. This is Nate G. It is December 20th. We're going to do a quick session on the market internals and how to get those on your charts or on one of your screens. Most all of us in this room have a screen or a section of our screen up that has the market internals on it. And that is usually three charts, sometimes four. The first one of those you'll see in this left-hand screen of mine right here, this larger left-hand screen. These are the ticks. In TradingView, you can find this chart by just typing in TICK. And in Thinkorswim, you can find that chart by typing in $TICK. And then, so the ticks is the larger one. The VIX is up here in a slightly bluish hue because we are below 17 on the VIX, which I'll talk about. And you'll see when I make that a little larger. And then the advanced decline, also known as the ADD, is in the lower section. So you can see this is also built into this smaller window I have here. It's exactly the same thing. This is a Thinkorswim window. This is the ticks right here on 2-minute chart. This is the VIX on a 5-minute chart. And this is the advanced decline on a 5-minute chart. And I will talk about what they do and why we set them up this way. So the ticks are a measurement of buying and selling in real time in the market on the New York Stock Exchange. So when we set this chart up, we like to put it on a 2-minute, right? On a 2-minute chart, 2-minute tick chart. And then we draw these lines in here, and I'm happy to share this screen with anybody that would like it. You can make it smaller, put it in, in the corner of your screen somewhere. If let's say you have multiple screens up, you can have things like that in there, or you can just leave it large, as a tab and look at it when you need to. But what we're watching here, and the ticks is probably the most important one that we watch, is we have a line at 0, we have a line at plus 600, plus 900, and then minus 600 and minus 900. And so this is actual buying and selling pressure, and really anything within plus 600 and minus 600 right in here is just noise. Okay. Right now we're sitting at 200. There's no real strong buying going on. There's a little bit more buying than there is selling, but we're not hitting any kind of numbers where we're going to see major market moves. Where we start seeing major market moves or things starting to go up and or down is this plus 600 area. We'll start to see some movement, right? Up if we're in most of the names that are market sensitive, right? And down if we're negative 600. And as you'll see, I have alerts set on 600 and minus 600, so that if I'm not looking at these charts and the alert goes off, I just kind of know, hey, check your positions because the market's moving in one direction or the other. As a whole market. Now, not all names move with the market, and some names will move independent of the market. But it's just a general reading that helps you kind of glance at what's happening in the market kind of in real time. And then when you get into plus 900 and minus 900 down here, into these 1,000 ticks and minus 1,000 ticks readings, that is very strong buying pressure and very strong selling pressure. And you're going to get some pretty large market moves across the board when you get sustained ticks up into those areas. So you'll hear us in this room a lot say, oh, the ticks we're getting good ticks here, or oh God, nasty ticks. And that just means, we're seeing 1,000 tick reading or minus 1,000 tick reading. This indicator will also, if you're getting into a long position, right? You're trying to bounce a long position off of a support level, and ticks are hanging around down here. You're probably not going to get the bounce that you want, right? But if ticks are hanging around kind of around zero, and or they were low but they're starting to bounce back up into this zero area, as you're trying to take a position off of a support level, that can help you understand, okay, the market looks like it wants to also reverse at this point, and so it might be a good time to take that risk, right? So this can help you while you're in current positions, but then this can also help you plan entries and exits on positions you're already in. Okay, so that is the tick chart. And then the VIX here shows fear in the market, right? And so if I make this larger, this is real time. This is a 5-minute fear in the market. If this chart is rising, more fear is coming into the market, and potentially the market is rolling over. If this is going down, then the market is generally going up because fear is coming out of the market. Right now, we're in a very, very low fear time, right? The market is grinding up, making new highs, and we're sitting below this level of 17. So I usually draw a box from 17 and below on my VIX chart. And you can see all these times that the market spiked up were strong rollovers in the market, right? Here was a massive rollover in the market. And if we go over to what time was it? This was March of 2020. This was COVID, right? So, that's where we get these massive spikes. So when we talk about potentially hedging using the VIX, I like to buy calls when the VIX gets below 17, because I know in a matter of time it's going to spike. It's going to spike up, and whether that's a healthy rollover or panic in the market, you're still going to make gains on those calls in the VIX. And the VIX calls are really not all that expensive, so they can be used as a good hedge, especially if you're expecting a rollover in the market. So there's the VIX, and then we have the advanced decline, and the advanced decline is just showing you. This is also a 5-minute chart on Thinkorswim. It's $ADD. This is just showing you how many stocks in the New York Stock Exchange are advancing, and then how many are declining. So if this is moving up, we have more stocks going up than are going down, and then if this is going down, we have more stocks declining versus advancing, right? So when when the VIX is going down and the ADD is going up, that's a good positive note for the market and is good for your longs. In the inverse, when the VIX is going up and the ADD is going down, then things are probably dropping in the market, and you should be careful, right? And these are just all of these are internals. We call these the market internals. These just give you an idea of what's happening. Like, so if you see the VIX going up and the ADD also going up, that's very rare. But there's something amiss. There's something going on, right? And yeah, generally we have the put call ratio in there as well. But I'm just right now talking about these three. Put call ratio is good to just understand when that's high and that's really only going to tell you, in my opinion, that's really only going to tell you, when we could be coming into a reversal. I personally don't use it all that much, so I just have it on these three important market internals. So I'm happy to share this chart with anybody if they want it. It already has the alerts on the plus 600 and minus 600, and the lines at minus 900 and plus 900. So if you'd like that, just let me know. I'm happy to share it. I'll also put it in the description of the video in case anybody wants it. And then I also have the Thinkorswim version, which I'm also happy to share with you if you want to put that on your charts somewhere. Trading View is just ADD without the dollar sign. Okay, so we're going to, this is Trading View internals. Okay, that's one link. And then, let me move this over, sorry. And then the other link is, will that not let me share it? Hold on just one second. Okay, we're going to save that as the ticks. Okay. Sorry, I didn't have that one quite where I wanted it. Okay, there's the flexible grid, share. And then this is Thinkorswim internals. All right, does anybody have any questions on the internals and how to build them on your charts or how to import what I just gave you? I'm not sure if Nate Bear is here, and can share his trading view. No, trade station internals. I don't know if that's a shareable thing. I did not buy VIX at the moment. Oh, that's a bummer. TradeStation doesn't share. D-Man says Microsoft is setting up for a break, I'm guessing. Yep. Here, let me get rid of this graphic from yesterday. Microsoft is setting up for a break of the high here. Right? We can come down here to a 1 minute chart like that. D-Man, can you see my screen? And we've come up here, we've got 1, 2. What happens on the third try? We usually push. So you asked me this in Discord. A lot of times, so if I've moved this chart, right? Like I've moved it to a point where I want it. So then if I then go to Apple, well, that's not gonna work. So let's look at a daily. Okay, so here's a daily. I just hit daily on the Apple and it gives me this really weird layout, right? And I'm not sure what it is on a PC, but it's Alt R for me or Option R on a Mac, and it pops it to basically a visible range. So then, I'm on a 30 minute, that one's okay, but let's say I zoomed way in like this. Then I was like, oh shoot, I want to look at, in Nvidia. Sometimes it works, but then other times if you're on a daily or whatever, if you just hit that Command R or Alt R, it pops it to, a visible range. A little, yeah, I saw that when I pulled that up, right? On Microsoft, we need another little baby U before the break. right? So we're here on the 1 minute. And let me see if I can line these guys up again. So what D-Man's saying is, right, we've got 1, 2, almost 3. We need another little guy right here. Maybe down into this level here, right? Down into this VP level right here, which we've kind of hit. Before our official break, right? So we look at this on a 1 minute and we say, well, that's actually not the third test. Well, it is on a 5 minute, you know, it is on a 10 minute. It's all relative to what chart you're looking at, right? So on a 10 minute, this is the third test. Does anybody have any questions on the internals? Now that we've gone through that, I'll stop that. I'll stop the recording. We got a little sidetracked on Microsoft and whatnot, but if not, I'll stop the recording and then jump off the mic because I have a boatload of Christmas shopping to get done today. What's my other one here? I had BBY. It's holding okay. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it move a little bit better, but it's holding support just fine. I should probably back this up to when I actually took the trade, which was this morning. All right, well, I'm going to stop that recording.